What's up, fight fans? Your boy P. Welsh here, bringing to you UFC Fight Night, Malott versus Burns from Winnipeg, Canada. 5 and 6 week, tough week, but exciting week last week. Excited to get into this card too. Starting off in a bantamweight, we got Jaime, Jamie, Siraj versus John Giannis. Siraj, big favorite here, Canadian, 14-3 versus Giannis, 9-4. Giannis got finished by Bashy in the first round, which is as expected. So, he can come in here and really look for a chance to make a name for himself against somebody that's making his debut in the UFC. It's kind of like I'm gonna pick Siraj here just to start. A little home cooking. It's like I just don't know how good or bad Giannis actually is. It's really kind of hard to gauge. Speaking of gauge, we'll have one later. Yeah, I just think that, I'm just going to start with Siraj. I really don't have too good of a feel of this fight. Like it says, I don't really know what Giannis is going to bring to the table besides maybe just getting just beat up and pummeled and maybe finish. But, he does have a clear, you know, get finished by submission, and that's what Siraj can do. So it could be a good spot to start. I like Siraj here. Next up, John Castaneda versus Mark Vologdin. Castaneda 21-8 versus Vologdin 12-4-1, making his UFC debut. Lost on the Contender Series via decision in October. And I mean, dude, it's like, are we really? I mean, I do think John Castaneda should be like favored to win this fight and should be definitely like expected to, but man, I have no belief ability in it. He's a slight dog to Vologdin, and I think I'm just gonna pick him, dude, because it's just so hard to trust Castaneda. It's like he's 34. What does he really do well? Like he necessarily doesn't have the greatest volume, the greatest wrestling. Like, good win against Miles John many moons ago, right? Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna trust this Volodin guy. I think he could potentially get a finish. I like Volodin 3/decision. I don't think he gets put out super early. That's definitely not you know, definitely not John's style. He usually goes to the decision, but yeah, I like Vologdin here. It's hard to trust Castaneda and want to pick him. Especially so many. So I expect Vologdin to get in there and put him out towards the end. Next up, women's flyweight JJ, the main event Aldridge, great nickname. 14-7 versus Jamie Lynn Horth, 9-2. Both ladies come off a win. Horth a little bit of a that's the next fight up. A little bit of the, same height advantage, reach advantage. Yeah, I think Horth kind of smashes Aldridge for 3 rounds. I like Horth 3/decision. I think Aldridge is going to hang in there pretty tough. Maybe get a little grappling exchanges, maybe some, clinch time against the cage to negate some of the striking of Horth, over time. But man, I do feel like JJ can put a great volume. She's going to have to just have this incredible volume, incredible accuracy, and really do a good job not getting hit, which I just don't really see happening. I just think unless Horth kind of gasses out late third, it's like I really just expect her to kind of win and have more of the upside on the grappling in terms of, potential even finishes. If Aldridge has to commit, heavy to the grappling exchanges, I think Horth could win that third round finish submission / even then just be dominating going to the scorecard. I think that's a great way to be wanting to view this fight, especially if you had a betting ticket. As you kind of want Horth in a good position leading into the third, potentially to win the third, win decision, and get the finish either way. I think Aldridge, if she wins, I think she wins via split decision, something very close. It's tough to see her actually knocking out Horth, who's never been finished. So, expect this one to go late. Expect this one to maybe be won late by Horth. Maybe try and get a bonus there, but I like Horth here a lot. Next up, super exciting fight, flyweight Mitch Raposo versus Alan Nascimento. Raposo coming off a big win, 11-3. Alan Nascimento, the absolute monster, 22-6, coming off a win of Cody Durden, Filio, Carlos Hernandez, Jake Hadley lost to Ula Tarig, which was, I actually think he won that fight too. Raposo, Big win against Maxim, not that good. Lost to Sumandarji, Andre Lima, pretty good fighters there. Sumandarji doing a little bit better. Andre Lima looking like a beast, and this is right where Mitch Raposo's always been, a big underdog, and see the same thing happening here. I kind of see him getting subbed. I just think Alan Nascimento is a really high level. I don't want to say he reminds me of Pantoja in a way because he's way older. He's not as polished as a striker, kickboxer, but he's got an incredible. He kind of better Rafa Filio in a way. Who he did fight. So I think Nascimento's an absolute beast. I think he can win 3 rounds. I think he can finish Raposo. I think submission. Alan Nascimento. This one could go early. This one could go late. I think this guy's pretty money for the flyweight division. I'm a big Raposo fan, but I do think he gets caught. I think he got caught by a guillotine by Gian Matsumoto one time. So, he's even got the front choke available. Front choke into takedown. Am I remembering that right? No, I'm thinking of somebody else then. Never mind. Scratch that. But yeah, so Alan Nascimento, maybe my most favorite of the week. Next up, women's bantamweight, Melissa Croden, 7-2 versus Diara Zelianakova, 10-2. I kind of like Zelianakova here, short and sweet. I don't really know too much to be on Croden here. She did well some fights before that, but I just think Zelianakova's got a little bit more to prove here, a little bit hungrier. Good performances overall, nice rebounds. Lost to Eileen Perez is nothing too shabby. I think Croden would get finished by Perez too. So, I think Zelianakova here as a nice little underdog. I think it will be a nice Zelianakova by decision. I think these girls are both pretty tough. I think they'll both get to the scorecard. Could be very greasy split decision, but I think Zelianakova is going to be a little bit better today. I just think Croden's not as good as I think she is against, Lisboa is her one win, and when she lost to Santos coming in here, and I don't know. I'm just not, that was a good win her last time out, but I don't know. Zelianakova, move on. Heavyweight bout, Tanner Boser, 21-10-1, from Canada versus Gakhan Sarkiam, making his debut. I'm not gonna lie here, I'm going with Sarkiam here, the Turkish debutant, 11-2, 8 KO wins, 3 by decision, and I just think Efrigan's gonna actually catch Bosner on the chin, and he's gonna go to sleep. It's not like Bosner hasn't been knocked out a couple times, I just think he's very hittable in a way. I don't know. There's just not I just don't really trust him against guys that he's lost to UFC caliber guys. I mean, who's this one win against OSP? That's a UFC caliber guy in freaking 7 years. So I like Sarikam. I think he gets it done in the first 2 rounds. If not, this could get really greasy. Probably go on the Bosner side, but the bulldozer, I just can't really see it happening. It's like, when was his last time he really stepped inside the octagon? I feel like, he did 2023 decision. Then he lost to Cutie Laba that year. He's fighting regular that time. So I think they're just giving him. Dude, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm trying not to be too critical of the UFC, but man, if something's been just off in a way. Like, why is Tanner Bosner getting a fight on this card? Like, out of all things that need to be happening in a way. I don't know. It just seems like I don't really know what the UFC, like, they're not re-signing all these other people, but then I got to watch this fight. But I got Sarikam on here. I think if he doesn't knock him out, like, I don't know what we're doing here anymore. But I'm not picking Tanner Boser here. Like, there's just, is he going to get in? Come on. Next up, middleweight, Julien LeBlanc versus Robert Valentin. LeBlanc making his debut. 12-5. No, hold on. 10-2 versus Robert Valentin. 10-6 losses to Gaeter Torres Finney and Ryan Loader. And he's getting LeBlanc here. LeBlanc's a slight underdog, or when I did the odds originally. And I'm just gonna go with LeBlanc here. I don't know how you can pick Valentin. Like, either this guy LeBlanc is beyond bad, or Valentin's gonna just get wrecked, in my opinion. Like, I just can't see Valentin being that worthy of an opponent for somebody that's gonna come in here. In my opinion, probably be pretty well coached, pretty well ready to have a game plan against somebody that's pretty predictable, that not necessarily is super dangerous, and you know, could have beat Torres Finney. What does that even make him if he's 1-2 against Torres Finney? I feel very similar. It's just like maybe he can control this guy and like physically dominate him in a way. Like I don't know, but I'm going LeBlanc here. There's just no way I'm picking Valentine. A little home cooking here. I actually have very little confidence in home cooking because like someone tells me sometimes when these fights go to the certain places, like they're not as good for the people that are home. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But I'll go LeBlanc here. Next up, featherweight fight. Dennis Bazooka, 12-5, coming off a loss versus Mauricio Barbosa. Another debutant, 17-2. Win on the Contender Series, got massive power, and that's where you got to look. You got Barbosa rounds 1-2. I think Barbosa KO. I like the 1-2 just in case he like little freaking arm triangle just to get the finish. He does have 2 subs on the record. Just in case Bazooka just does something so stupid. But yeah, I like Barbosa here. I think Barbosa finished inside the first 2 rounds. I either think he gets him coming in and out, does a lot of damage, and then kind of gets Bazooka back up against the cage and lands something nasty. Yeah, I like Barbosa here. I don't think this is one that I even want to talk too much about. I mean, I like Dennis Bazooka in certain situations. This is not one of those that I really like. Yeah, I mean, like you said, like his one spot is Connor Matthews. I want him against guys that are like not super. I don't know. Yeah, anybody that's UFC caliber. So this guy Barbosa, I know he's making his debut, but Bazooka's 1-3 in his, in his UFC career. So to be stand and bang for a little bit, maybe he could knock Barbosa out here if he lands. But yeah, I like Barbosa here. Let's go, baby. Next up, lightweight bout. Thiago Moises, 19-9, coming off knockout loss to Jared Gordon versus Gage Young, 10-3, coming off the win. I can't remember. Off against Mahashate, lost to Evan Elder before that, and yeah, definitely could lose this fight. I think Moises is definitely super live here. I want to pick Gage Young a lot. I really want to be a big fan. I think Moises is going to come out and have a better game plan than just get punched in the face by Gordon. I don't know. He looked a little indifferent there. I'm very, very interested to see how Thiago Moises approaches this fight. He's coming off a pretty nasty knockout loss. That's why I think Gage Young is super live for this win here. It's like Moises is going to have to sit there and like leg kick kind of and really implement a solid game plan, which going against somebody like Gage Young, I think you'll see quick. This fight is a pick 'em now. Whoever looks like the winner is going to look like a freaking minus 400 freight train. Not to get knocked out by Salad Kid is kind of impressive, but it's not always, so I mean, you can put a lot of effort into that for Gage Young, especially coming in making his debut. And then loss to Evan Elder is maybe a little bit of a, heat check as well. Elder hasn't done anything since then. This is a super compelling fight. I think this one can go back and forth. I don't know how much success Moises will really have in the grappling department, if any. And then if it's straight up left to a striking exchange, I really just do think Gage Young has the volume, the accuracy, whereas, like, that's where I want to be on the ticket. It's like, that's where I want to be on the pick. It's like, I'd rather be... I think I picked Gordon too in that last fight. It's like I'd rather be one step off the train than trying to jump on one more time when the other train's coming through, right? Like, we're taking off the Moises train and we're taking a step onto the Gage Young train. Now, if we get blindsided, then that's fine. Moises comes in there, wins, has a great strategy, wins decision. I can definitely see that. Doesn't want to make any mistakes. Plays at distance. This guy Young's very one-dimensional, doesn't have a lot of experience, and boom, we can see a very other way fight. But I'm going on Gage Young on the pick. Not super confident. I could definitely see Moises winning by a decision if he looks just considerably better due to experience and just having a good game plan. But I'm going to go Gage Young. Next up, women's flyweight, Jasmine Jasdervicius versus Karina Silva, 14-4 versus 19-6. And yeah, tough loss for Jasdervicius last time out against Firat. I thought she would last a little bit longer, but man. And then so I think Silva can have some potential, striking like that. But man, losing to maybe Macy Barber last time out is not a good look. I don't have, that was late last year after the Blandfield reconnect. I was off I don't know, man. I got Jazz Vicious here. I don't even want to think too much about it. I think she gets a win by decision. Um, you know, it's just she's gonna have to. It's just gonna, I think, going to be hard to like take her down and get the finish against somebody like Silva, who has been finished, but it's like it probably have to be submission, right? It's gonna have to be like she gets taken down, she gets damage to the body, damage to the face, and she just can't contend. And Jasmine moves in, gets the takedown, and really can progress fast. I think that's like the best one of the win conditions, but I really do think this goes to the decision. I like Jazz Vicious here. I do think she's a clear talent gat, like she's a order of magnitude better in the grappling department, a more better in the conditioning, better late, better striking all around. Now, so Silva can, win? Yeah, absolutely. Coming off a knockout loss, but it was a body kick. Furot's a really lengthy girl. Coming there against Silva, I think Jazz Vicious with one of the, who was on earlier? Jazz Vicious plus Nascimento, maybe my two biggest favorites of the week that I like. Yeah, I think those two are probably two of my nicey nices, and somewhere where we can like them together, especially early in the week. Jazz Vicious on the money line, on the decision, and maybe a late submission there. Next up, lightweight bout, Mundell Nalo making his debut against Jai Herbert, 13-6-1. Nalo 14-3 Canadian, and this is where I think the Canadian train ends. I'm just gonna go with Jai Herbert here. Like, I think he's like kind of one of those things. You just see some of these guys that have a super lot of experience that have fought like absolute contenders. You just get so much better after getting like beat by somebody like Taporia. Even like his loss to Paldea, I think he actually did win. Zayam was a close fight. You know what I mean? It's not like he's fighting nobodies in there. He does need a big performance here. I do think this one. I think he wins by decision. I think Jai Herbert by decision. Maybe I can't really see a late knockout, but yeah, we've seen some guys come in there. Who is the other guy that I like, but did its second fight of the card? I think Jai Herbert can definitely go in there and get the win. I think he'll look really good. His length, he just has so much experience. He's not going to be afraid to let the fight go longer. He's going to be super patient. He's going to wait for mistakes. And yeah, I like Jai Herbert here. Another one of the upsets. Not too many this week, but enough to make you want to try again. Yeah, Jai Herbert here. I really am just such a fan. I think he's got just that experience, man. I don't know. I just think he's gonna rebound. Like last loss, yeah, of course he's gonna come off a last loss to Chris Paldea, which again was a win. He looked really good against Bedoya, who was, I think, a welterweight coming down to lightweight as well, and beat him up. Zayam is a great fight. The majority draw against Ludovic Klein. He beat Kyle Nelson. Let's go, Jai Herbert. Co-main event, Kyler, the Matrix Phillips versus Charles Air Jourdain. This is called the nickname game. Phillips 12-4, coming off the loss to Vinicius and Robbie Font. Jourdain 2 wins since moving up to bantamweight. Rescheduled bout against Simone, win against Davy Grant late last year, and big matchup. I got Jourdain. He's my guy. I'm always gonna pick him pretty much. This is where you're gonna see into the last two, but I want to see what Kyler Phillips shows up here, man. He has not been the guy. Woo! That I thought he was. Man, that one performance against Munoz and Ione, I thought he was the real deal. But man, he was just outclassing those guys who were just, I mean, not nearly as good as I think, Font and Vinicius. And I think Jourdain is kind of dangerous like Vinicius. Maybe not much as a striker, but man, he's got better ground game, back chokes. He's going to throw some nasty kicks. I got Charles Jourdain here, man. Both guys putting a big ranking on the line here. 8 versus 14. I think Phillips could be out of the rankings, making way for some high flyer, and Jourdain kind of pushing his way up there a little bit. Man, I love him. I hate picking against him. He's got super experience. I'm worried, 30 years old for my guy Jourdain. He's getting up there against 30-year-old. This is such a make-or-break fight for both these cats, and I mean, if you really think about it, I think Jourdain's losses are so much better. If you look losses to Gene Silva, Sean Woodson, which I kind of thought he won too, Nathaniel Wood, which is also a fight that ages super well. Um, it's not like he's fought. This is definitely one of the best competitive. And that's what I'm saying is I think he's got a great chance to elevate his game to meet him to a ranked fighter. Where he's fought these high level ranked fighters, where Woodson potentially ranked Gene Silva high level. Nate Wood potentially could get a ranking if Phillips loses. You know what I mean? He's fighting guys similar to this. So yeah, coming down to bantamweight, I think Charles Jourdain is going to show why he's kind of the real deal. Holyfield. I think he's going to get a win against Phillips. Next up, the welterweight main event, Gilbert Durinho Burns against Mike Malott. 22-9 Burns against 13-1 Malott. Malott win against Kevin Holland last time out. Gilbert Burns, couple losses to absolute studs. Morales. He lost to Bilal. Oh my God, where I'm going the wrong way on the website. Losses to Brady, JDM, 4 in a row. And man, is this a Gilbert Burns retirement fight? I guess I got to pick him one more time. I really do think Malott wins this fight. I think Malott wins via the money line. But I mean, for 5 rounds, I want to hold a Gilbert Burns by submission ticket. I think that is such a chance to hit, such a chance to go out. And if he does, I think that'd be a great send off for him. That's my official pick is Gilbert Burns by submission. I just think that'd be such a great way to go out. Mike Malott, you definitely seen him not look the best at times. Has rebounded well since that big loss to Radke. He should be able to just jab Gilbert Burns to death for 5 rounds. I think the real scenario is Mike Malott by decision. He's not going to finish Gilbert realistically. The only time Gilbert ever really been finished was when he was pressing for that. I don't even know why. He just made a mistake, man. He only got finished when you make one mistake. And damn, that's so crazy how the MMA world turns, He did get finished by Usman back in the day, but dude, it's just insane how that JDM finished in the 3rd round when he was winning. Lost to Brady definitely, but he's not finishing. I mean, Morales finished him, but I just maybe I take that back, but yeah, I do think I got Gilbert Burns by submission. I really do think he's going to throw a little bit. He's got some nasty kicks, going to do enough damage where he's going to be able to close the distance, clinch up Malott, and he knows his win condition is to get that submission, right? If my guy says Neil Magny can grapple you, he's going to get in there, go down. I might even sprinkle on a 1st round submission just because I think he can get him out there in 3 to 4 minutes. If Durinho can get it, but that's the thing. He's coming off a nasty ass. Well, that's another reason why I think he might try and get it out there early. Just go for shoot a shot. If not, just keep trying and just make it like a different kind of fight. No one says he has to fight the way he fought when he was trying to win the belts and everything, and when he fought these other kind of competitions. 24 UFC fights for my guy Durinho. I hope he has one more great performance in him. That's the official pick for the channel. Will be Gilbert Durinho Burns by submission. I do think Mike Malott wins by decision, though, but the official pick is Burns just because he's my guy. I got to go with him one more time, and I would kick myself if Burns won by submission and I didn't pick it and how I actually think it could happen in a way, because I do think it can happen, man. He's got to have something left in the tank, dude. I mean, this guy's not Michael Morales, right? He's not Sean Brady in front of him. I know Mike Mallott's really good, but he's that much better than... I just got to pick him one more time. Put the L on the record. I don't care. Make fun of me. But he's my guy, Gilbert. I'm going to think he's going to win by submission here in the 1st round. And yeah, it's going to be a big shock to the whole arena. And my guy Durinho is going to come in there, lay down the gloves, and that's it for my guy. Come out with a big win. He goes, I don't know what else I'm fighting for. I got a big win. He wants to rebound one more time. I think Gilbert wants to go out with a big win here. That's really another reason why I'm picking it. And I will bet it too. I just think Gilbert just wants to go out on a win, and I think Mallott's a guy that he can get a win against in terms of he's got a win condition. He's got to go take him down and finish him. Rear naked choke. Some nasty ground and pound. Just hold the hips down and just arm triangle, something for my guy Durinho. So I got Gilbert Burns by submission. I'll do a quick recap. Trying to rebound this week, man. Last week a little tough, but a lot of great fights. This fight card I'm not super excited about, but I think we got a lot of room to work with. We got Siraj to open us up. We got Valagdin. We got Horth. We got Nascimento. We got Zelina Kova. We got Sari Cam. We got LeBlanc. We got Barbosa, Gage Young, Jazz DeVicious, Jai Herbert, Charles Jourdain, and Gilbert Thorino Burns. Leave your picks in the comments section. 100% picks correct. We'll get you $100. Thank you guys so much for liking or for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you made it this far, man. I appreciate you guys so much for the support. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves, your friends, and your family, everybody. Peace and love.